Oh no. Damn. Steele? Yeah, it just front flipped.
Hey guys, scrolling through some footage today, figured I would share this video that I took like a year ago when I was in Turkey. It's one of these things that I did just to kind of help out the Airbnb that we were staying at. I didn't use it or anything, I just gave it to them. I did a one take through their Airbnb. So kind of a background, I went to Turkey last year, flew at the Burj Al Babas for a U2 video, which is like the band U2. And yeah, so went there, flew the Burj Al Babas, got caught, made a couple of videos of that, had to pay some money to fly at the Burj, and then we were staying at this Airbnb, and it was a super cool Airbnb in a really cool little quaint town. It was snowing, it was just beautiful landscape. I figured it would be really cool to somehow figure out how to do a one take through this building and then release the quad and then fly through the town, because the vantage point that I had, which was kind of this little peak, which I'll talk about a little bit when we kind of do a breakdown of the video, but yeah, like, it was a cool spot. I figured it would be cool to make a video, and also I wanted to share my token of appreciation and gratitude of the guy that let us stay there, because he was also a drone enthusiast himself. He didn't fly FPV, but he did have his face and a Phantom on his actual car, so he was like the local drone guy for this town. So anyways, I'll get into the video, we'll kind of talk you through it, and we'll go from there.
All right, Steele, you hear me? What did you just say?
Make sure nothing's on the lid.
Okay. Yeah, looks clean to you, eh?
No, on the GoPro. Just make sure the GoPro is clean. I don't care about mileage.
Yep. There we go. Got it.
So I kind of went through and talked to my buddy, the guy I was staying with. His name was Norman. He was the guy that actually got me the job flying here and whatever. He's the guy that I went with. He was the director of this video. It's just me and him. As far as the U2 video is concerned, this was just completely different, and I had him help me with it because I realized that flying through this particular Airbnb was extremely tight, and the video reception wasn't that great because of all the thick wood walls. I know wood's like a pretty porous material compared to like concrete, but for some reason this particular building, which was built in I think the 1800s or something, was a little bit more difficult for signal to penetrate through. So anyways, I had him go outside, and I tried to fly through the building once or twice, and it was just too bobbly. So I was like, you know what, let's just streamline this. I'll have you hold the drone, and then you can carry it through the house and then let me out the window. That'll be fine, whatever. But however, we tried it one time, and because the video reception was so spotty, it never actually turned on, and he just dropped it out of the window and it fell. So like it didn't work.
Damn. Steele? Yeah, it just front flipped.
What I decided to do was, once you start connection with the aircraft, it brings up the power on all of the video signal and all that stuff, so I can see actually what's going on, because I was losing video before. So I spooled the quad in his hand. I didn't like take it off, but I had it idling, and he just carried it through the house. So we'll watch this. So I had him on a call, and then I was like, yo, let's go. I spooled the aircraft, and then I had him walk through a path that we kind of went over and talked through. So let me turn down this volume so I can. So I had him walk through this path that we had gone over previously. So he's walking through the house, he walks in the front door, nice and smooth, kind of walks up the stairs, and this is all a pre-planned route. So, you know, we had an idea what we wanted to showcase. I was a little unsure about how the GoPro was going to handle the low light, because it was super dark in this building and there was not that many lights. And then we opened a particular window, and I had obviously the drone spooled, and then I just took it off out of his hand. Nice and smooth. Then I kind of worked my way through this little graveyard thing, and I'll talk you through like where we're going. So I'm just directing a path. I have an idea of where I'm going, but I haven't like flown this before. So we had tried it, but it failed the previous time. So this is the first time that it actually worked. Kind of hop over the little power lines. I am flying DJI here, so you know the video quality was pretty good. And I'll show you where I was standing here in a minute. But I flew down the street. Obviously this is a super rural town. There's not a lot of vehicles. There's not a lot of people going on. The people that did see the aircraft and, you know, I had contact with, they were all super stoked on it. They'd never seen anything like it before. And if they had not seen it up close and in person. So flew over to this cool little clock tower that was like the centerpiece of the town. And yeah, did a little orbit. kind of showed it off, trying to be as smooth as possible. There was a lot of like really scraggly wires. I had flown around this clock before, but I hadn't like connected the two, flying from the house to the clock. And then there was a mosque on the backside here, so you know, some kind of religious building on the backside here. So we go around and then look to the right, and then you can see that nice building going on right there. So there was a hill between me and that building, so I had a little bit of a hard time like actually getting close to it. So I'll show you where I was vantage pointed from, but I couldn't get low and go over the top of it, the dome specifically. So I just kind of spiraled around and then peeked up and showed the valley. It was a nice foggy day, so you know, whether or not you think that's aesthetically pleasing or not, I felt like the lighting was pretty good considering we were only here a couple days and it was never sunny. So you know, I did what I could with what I had. Pulled back across there, and I think I ended up using that shot in something else to like fly by the clock tower. And I zigzag through the buildings again, just trying to stay a little bit high because I don't know where the wires are. There's a cluster of wires going on around there. And then you can see at the top of this hill up here to the right, that's actually where I stood. And you wouldn't know, but that was, you know, I'll end up landing it myself so you can kind of see. But yeah, stood right there on that corner. It's obviously freezing cold. You know, trying to fly. I don't have that many clothes on. I didn't bring that much because we were doing a lot of moving when we were running around at the Burj Al Abbas, and I kind of underpacked for the amount of effort that we were gonna have to do as far as like staying warm. So I'm doing a little hand catch here just to make sure I don't you know, land in the snow and get my stuff wet because it isn't conformal coated. So I went back, tail in, popped my goggles off, came back in, nose in, landed in my hand, and yeah, that was the shot. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching that. If you have any questions or comments, you can go in the comment section below. I know I haven't been posting super frequently. I intend on doing that a little bit more regularly, hopefully at least once a week. But ultimately, I do still enjoy flying. I'm gonna make a couple videos here and a little bit about the aircraft that I'm flying these days, and you know, I don't really change that much. It works for me what I use. So like the stuff that I'm flying here, other than the Evo frame, which is the new Apex, it's fairly new. It came out about a year ago, but it, you know, uses the Apex and the DJI O3. So I use a lot of that when I'm going to film like in foreign locations that I'm not trying to like do crazy freestyle with, because the latency doesn't necessarily matter that much when I'm flying stuff like this, and the penetration of the video and running Crossfire helps us so much more than running like the super low latency stuff. But I'll talk about more of the freestyle aspect and what I do with my freestyle stuff in another video. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much, and happy holidays, happy new year everybody.